Hey guys, hi, Merry Christmas. And this is Lily here. She says Merry Christmas also. It's still Christmas. It's 11:42 New York time, and this is actually my second attempt doing this video. I had my finger, I guess my finger was over the mic or something, so there was a problem with the audio when I tested to see how it recorded. And so this is the second take, but I just wanted to share with you guys how my Christmas went. Actually, well, I was hesitant at first to go. The holiday season isn't the best time for me. It's a little emotional for me, and so I try to avoid the holidays emotionally, and I was just going to stay at home in the city. But you know, my mom called, and she really wanted me to come, and I started thinking about it, and I said, only have like, you never know, because life is short, and I did want to see some relatives. I had um, Christmas over at my cousin's house. Sorry, that's my little dog. Yeah, I wanted. I spend Christmas at my cousin's, and sometimes like she alternates. Like one Christmas she'll do it, and then another family member does the Christmas. But it was very nice, and yeah, it was very good. It was um, I think what I liked about it that um, there were new people. Like growing up, like I come from I had mentioned in my older videos that I'm one of 7 kids. I'm the youngest one, and the family dynamics was, I couldn't really speak. It was always the older ones doing all the talking, and I always felt judged. And so I didn't feel that I could really participate, and I was very extremely shy growing up. And but now it's a new generation, and that's the key thing with this video going to be that there's a new generation. That sometimes people's mindset is stuck on the past, and I'm seeing, and life is teaching me that life does change. Even though you might even think it's the same, it changes, and the dynamics of everything is changing in my family. Old paradigms are not this. It's different now. That they were that my growing up in the 70s and 80s was new school. I mean old school, but now it's new school. I guess with the internet, people get introduced to different things, different topics. I mean, you could go on YouTube, the internet, and anything that you're interested in, you can find videos on it, or literature on it. So the world is getting smaller and smaller, more intimate, and what was interesting with the family dynamics is like, okay, what changed a little bit? Well, the racial dynamics have changed, and like I mentioned, that my cousin, it was held in her home, and my cousin has a son, and the son got married 6 months ago, and I was surprised to learn, well, I heard about this a couple of weeks back or so, that my cousin's son and new daughter-in-law live in the same house. and that my cousin decided to move to live in the basement part of the house. I mean, but it's not like a typical basement. It's like a regular, you know, living room and everything like that. Excuse me. And the son and the new wife live on the main floor of the house. It's a one-family house, but she, you know, redid the basement. I don't know how she came to that, but that's what she did. And also her daughter-in-law is white, and she's originally from, I think, Ohio, and she now lives in New York. And they leave it. I saw my dog. She was, getting busy now into stuff. She's trying to get the clothes. I'm sorry, but yeah. So the daughter-in-law and the son, they live in the mom's house, and it was the first time I met the daughter-in-law, and she seems nice, and they're expecting their first baby. Both it'll be a first for both of them, and they're also Christian also, and I didn't know that he was religious, and I mean he had this spiritual component to him, which is really really nice, and I come from like a kind of like an old school. I mean, like I grew up in the 1970s and 80s, and the racial climate in New York was kind of tense, and it's just different. And my cousin, she is also old school sort of, people would say. She has what's wrong? Hey, you want to come back to bed? Huh? My little dog I'm talking to, she's pacing back and forth, and so I hope she doesn't have to go potty, right? But yeah, she wants to get back. You want to get back in bed? Let me just get up. Come on. Come on. Come over here. Come on. I have to put this down a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, my apology. I had to pull her up from, stop that. I had to pull her up out of the bed. Be nice. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little distracted there. Oops, I have to make sure I keep the iPad up. I had before covered the mic by accident, so I hope that didn't happen again. But either way, like my cousin, her father is African American. Is people from the South, and her mother, which is my mother's sister, we're Caribbean, French Caribbean, and they were from the 1960s, and very very Afrocentric. So it is different to I guess because of the Afrocentricness, that you might assume that the child is going to be very Afrocentric and all that, but the dynamics change. He works in the city, and she worked at, they had similar lifestyles, the interests, I should say, and that's how they met. The bodybuilding, and he's a what we call PT, physical trainer, and she was in bodybuilding, and I think that's how they met, and they're real lovey-dovey, and she seems good for him, really really nice, very confident girl, and so the dynamics and what you might think, but how social situations, if you're interested in a particular topic or whatever, and that's your hobby or whatever, and so you're going to meet people of your interests, And then I met my nephew, and he's in his, well, my cousin's son, he's in his early 30s. And then my nephew, um, he's in his mid-20s, or 20, 26, something like that. And he came to the Christmas celebration, and he invited I think this is his first girlfriend, at least first that I ever heard of, and she's also a Caucasian woman. And I'm not sure how old she is, but they look about the same age, and they they seem like peas and carrots, and oh, a little doggy will sneeze. But so they um, it's different, and so that even though I might have been raised in the 70s, 80s, that we're dealing with a new generation of people, and so even though you might think things are maybe in your life it's the same, but the people around you, that their life is different. And so I guess I wanted to share this because it was something that was different, and that what my relatives might have gone through, what because they were around during the 1960s, and what was then, but what is now. So like, also I wanted to add, like, I think my last two videos or something, I did discuss about the organization that's called the Nation of Islam. Like after, like, it's actually going on 3 years ago, with the Trayvon Martin, the young 17-year-old boy who got murdered by Mr. George Zimmerman. But they would say, like in court, they say it wasn't murder, it was self-defense. Okay, I call what happened murder. But that incident really shook me up. And I, heard a lot about the case from a particular radio station that I was listening to. It's what they call alternative radio. And they talked a lot about it. And the incident happened in February, which is African American History Month. And the radio station talked a lot about Black history. And so both of those things were going on. And it made me very aware of some of the social racial climate here in America. And I had found, I was surfing the internet, and I came across the Nation of Islam. I mean, I've heard of them before, but I just like to hear different topics, and I'm a type of person, I don't necessarily have to agree with certain things, but I like talk radio, so I'll listen, and they've recently, they recently talked about very fervently over the past few weeks about separation, racial separation, a statehood for blacks in America, and each week it gets more and more intense, and so where does that lead to? Why I'm mentioning that? So going to a family function, for Christmas today in 2014, and seeing your loved ones, and they have partners, a wife, and uh, they love each other. And I'm all about love. If someone loves you and you love them, regardless of what their ethnicity or race is, you have to respect that. At least I do. And they seem to really like each other. I'm kind of romantic, type of person. I like to see people lovey-dovey. And so, hey, um, they seem comfortable. And, you know, even though someone might look different than you, I feel that family is family. If someone marries in your family, then they're your family now. And that's how I see it. So, with this organization, Nation of Islam, how, I mean, some of the things that they said was very controversial. And so you ask yourself, well, I have relatives, and they're in an interracial relationship. So what are people going to do that, just because you might want your own black state, does that mean you have to disown your relatives who are in an interracial union? Of course not. I feel, family is family, and you have to respect people's choices. Um, so I, it was just a different dynamic. So here, you have a generation of people, and you have people who are living in a new situation, and to hear people who I might have thought would say something aren't. And I was impressed, like one of the cousins there, I don't know him very well. Growing up, I just saw him just a handful of times, and he was mentioning something very controversial of a sexual so the thing something about the Bill Cosby controversy, and he went on a tangent, and I've never heard him talk the way he was talking. And my nephew's new girlfriend spoke up. I mean, her first got really flushed, and I was impressed that, it was the first time she ever met our family. Everybody were cousins. All my cousins, and then the spouse or girlfriend. And it's the first time she was ever meeting any of us, and she spoke out. And one of the people said, "Hey," gave her a high five. Said, "Hey, yeah, hey, welcome to the family," and gave her a high five, and it was kind of funny. And so I said, you have to respect someone who, I mean, is a so-called outsider, and she stood her ground, and I respect her for that. Yeah, I mean, it was something that my cousin just kind of, I don't know, I don't know whether he was drinking or something, I don't know. He was acting very obnoxious, I thought. But again, he's entitled to his opinion. Why did I bring that up? That, people might judge people or assume because they're of a particular race or ethnic group or gender, that people might presume a certain thing about them, and that maybe they won't even respect them because of what they think. And she earned her respect. She handled herself very well. I was like, wow. So, that she stood her ground, and, white or not, she stood her ground. And I think any group would respect someone for standing their ground, and, you know. So, that it, you can't, I guess what I'm saying is that you can't live in the past if it's not serving you, you know, and it's always going to be something in America. If it's not one racial problem, it's going to be another one, but life still moves on, you know, and so I guess that's what the key thing I'm trying to say. Life moves on, whether you have another Trayvon Martin getting murdered, or cop killers, and revenge killings and stuff like that. But at the same token, you have people who just wanna hang loose, meet people, enjoy life, enjoy family. I think that's all that we all want. And so I know with the Nation of Islam that they're really pushing this separateness and everything. But again, hey, family wants to be with family and enjoy life. And once you marry, you belong to that family, you know. So where my nephew, where he wants to go with this relationship, I'll respect him. He's a really nice guy, So I just want everyone in America to get along. We all want peace, and I like diversity. I like to learn different things about people, and if you only stay with one type of person, you got to just stick with one mindset. So I see that in America, that things are constantly changing, and now with the internet, it's things are stretching out more, you can't just, I guess, just as I repeat again, we have to move forward. We can't just stay in the past, So again, I had a good Christmas. It was fun. I was able to talk to different people. It was very enjoyable. So that's also why I'm sharing this video, to let you know that I had a good Christmas. I think I might have said Thanksgiving. If I did, I meant to say Christmas. If I did say Thanksgiving, I had a good Christmas. It's 2014, and I hope you all had a very good Christmas. And don't let the drama that's happening in the news affect you in a negative way. Light a candle and think good thoughts. Don't go to sleep with any candle on, okay? But it can help you relax and think positive, okay? So that's all that I wanted to share, and just enjoy the rest of your day. So take care, enjoy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all those other holidays that's out there, Peace and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.